We're kind of meeting the Warriors staff kind of one by one on Warriors.com, and Michael Malone is going to be the lead assistant for Mark Jackson. Defensive background in New Orleans, but coaching background. All you had to do was listen to your dad, your father, Brendan Malone, 25 years in the NBA, an assistant coach on some real quality teams. Tell me about being a kid. Were you going to games with your dad or fooling around at shoot-arounds and things like that?
You know, I'm one of 6 kids, and I'm the only one to choose to follow in his footsteps. And from an early age, you know, I loved being in the gym. You know, growing up around, you know, guys bouncing that ball, from going to camps in the summertime to even when he was a high school coach at Powell Memorial in Manhattan, you know, being a ball boy. And I've always loved the camaraderie, being around the team in a locker room, seeing my father, and I knew from an early age that I wanted to follow in his footsteps. So when he was at Power, when he went into college at Syracuse University, the funny thing is, even when he was recruiting, I can remember going to games, seeing Mark Jackson play in high school, Kenny Smith, Pearl Washington, who wound up going to Syracuse University, and seeing those great players play, going to the Big East tournament, shooting around in the Carrier Dome, and then obviously into the NBA when, you know, one of my great memories is he's an assistant coach with Hubie Brown with the New York Knicks, my hometown team, and being able to go to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, and shoot around and have the whole place to myself, which was any kid's dream coming up in New York. So I enjoyed it, and even though he tried talking me out of becoming a coach, he could see that I had a great passion for it and that I loved the game, and he's been a huge supporter of mine, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without all of his help.
Were you a good player at all in high school? Did you play?
Yeah, I was a pretty good player. You know, I wasn't a Mark Jackson by any means, didn't play in the NBA, but I played Division I ball scholarship at Loyola College in Baltimore, and graduated from a very good high school in New Jersey, Seton Hall Prep, and I played for a great coach in Bobby Farrell. So I was fortunate, was a pretty good player, but I knew once I was done playing that I wanted to get into coaching as soon as possible.
Well, now you have college experience before all your NBA experience. Does that help at least to see, because younger and younger guys are coming into the NBA, to see they could do this in college? What does it project like into the league?
I think so. It definitely helps me as a coach because, you know, having been able to coach on every level. I mean, my father started out as a CYO coach at Precious Blood Parish in Queens, worked his way up from CYO to high school, college, and NBA. So he's really run the whole gamut. But for me, learning the ropes as you go along, I worked for Pete Gillen at Providence College and University of Virginia, Pete's a great coach, learned a lot from him. And just and anytime you put yourself in a position to learn from quality people, that's going to make you a better coach down the road. So I pull from different people I've been around, but my experiences in college definitely helped me along the way, and as well as evaluating and seeing some of these young kids that are coming in younger and younger into the NBA, seeing what they may have to work on. And they leave so early now that a lot of the guys haven't been coached a whole lot. And that's why you talk to, I'm sure, fans of the NBA, the skill level, the fundamentals have really taken a serious dip, and probably in the last decade or so, because the players come in more athletic, more talented, but some of the skill level has gone away.
I think the thing for assistants in the NBA is that there's that preparation factor. And look, if you've got guys draped over a great shooter and he makes the shot, the guys are that good in this league. But you can put them in spaces on the floor where percentages would indicate that they're not going to be as successful.
Right.
And so a lot of that is preparation. He doesn't like to go left. You know, if we can force him to do this, if he goes left, he'll pick up and shoot a jumper. If he goes right, he'll go all the way to the rim.
Every staff I've been a part of, when you have success, you know, the preparation, the organization is really, really important to you, critical to your success. And you know, we lived it last year in New Orleans. We all talk about changing the culture and identity of a team. Well, how do you go about that? And I think the first thing, it starts with the staff and what we bring to the table every day. How organized, how prepared, how enthusiastic are we? We have to get these guys going. But every game that we go into, we want to prepare our guys from a personnel standpoint, from a game plan standpoint, to making sure everything that happens during the course of that game, there's no surprises. That's the sign of a well-coached team, a well-prepared team. That's why guys like Jeff Van Gundy have so much respect from his players, because every guy knows when Jeff prepares a team, that night there'll be no surprises. So when we go over every game, there'll be a personnel report. So we're getting ready to play the Lakers. We're going to cover each guy on that team, their tendencies, which way he likes to drive, what shoulder he likes to turn over in the post, whatever it may be, because we want to give our guys every chance to succeed. And guarding, because the better chance I give you to guard a great player, that's going to help our team defense. So no stone is left unturned. We do the personnel, we cover their top plays, how we're going to guard it. That way when the guys see it in that game, they're ready and prepared to defend it the way we talked about at shoot-around that morning.
Out of all the pro sports, the NBA has the biggest home court advantage. The home team wins more in the NBA than any other sport. Conversely, going on the road can be so difficult. I mean, the Warriors last year were 26-15 at home. They're a very good home team and struggled away from home. And that happens a lot for teams, even the good teams. And 500 on the road is kind of a magical number. Why is it so difficult to win on the road in the NBA?
Well, first off, I think the fact that we had the best home record of all the non-playoff teams last year speaks to the fans. You know, they every time I've come in here on a visiting team, the atmosphere in Oracle Arena has been one that is a tough place to play in if you're a visiting team. So the home record, obviously guys are more comfortable, you have a routine, and you have those fans behind you. And these are special fans in the Bay Area.
All right, Michael Malone, you'll see him a lot on the Warriors sideline, the lead assistant. First year for the Warriors as we meet all members of the coaching staff here on Warriors.com.